folks. I'm here with a Generation 3 OU team submitted by Brian over on Patreon. Thank you very much for the support. And Brian's criteria for this squad, it was a bit of a self-imposed challenge, which was Mono Psychic, so full Psychic team except for one. And the one exception here is Dugtrio. Dugtrio hoping to enable these teammates for some sort of special offense plan. We have an interesting Trick Choice Band Alakazam in the lead slot, a CM Pass Celebi, a simple Metagross for some anti-Snorlax, anti-Tyranitar type backbone, an offensive Starmie, good Calm Mind receiver, and a Jirachi. Sub-Calm Mind is able to set up against Blissey. This is a nice win condition. This team, it's interesting, it's novel, but I thought, why don't we go all the way? Let's go full Mono Psychic, and what I've come up with is a similar plan to this team. We want to eliminate Blissey and enable special threats. But before I show you my team, I would like to show you a better team built by somebody that isn't me, which is this team right here. This is a team built by ABR, and this team achieved a pretty decent rank, and it's Mono Psychic. If you want a good Mono Psychic team, you use this probably. A pretty fundamentally sound squad. Metacam helps a lot versus Tyranitar. We've got a Choice Band Metagross, which can trade against Skarmory, simplify things a bit, enable spin on Claydol. We've got Wish, Protect, Jirachi support. And the Metacam can not only help against Tyranitar, but also help break through. It's an offensive threat. It has sub-focus punch. It's got good coverage with Fighting and Ghost. And Starmie, another sturdy fella, helps against stuff like Salamence and whatnot. So shout out to ABR for this squad that they used for the ladder challenge for Monotype Psychic. But here's Jimothy's bad team. This is Jim's bad offense. Monotype Psychic special offense without Doug. Doug is a staple on special offense, but obviously Doug is not a Psychic type. So how do we circumvent this? Well, Main Look, Perish Song, Jinx. This set aims to lure in Blissey, Perish Song, and I actually I was originally running Ice Beam, I changed it to just Substitute. I don't even think you want to click Ice Beam with this thing. I think you purely want to bait in Blissey, Main Look, Perish, and just sub over and over until it dies, enabling your Jirachi, your Alakazam. I'm also running a mixed Metagross. I'm running the same Substitute Adamant Metacam. I think that we need the support. Metacam almost feels like a mixed threat because it can kind of threaten everything. Even if they're a physical wall, they take a lot. Fighting types can feel a bit like that. They just have the ability to threaten a very wide array of things, which this team can really use. So Metacam helps a lot. And I'm running a speedy Claydol. We've got a Jolly Claydol with Earthquake, Psychic, Boom. Boom always helps, Spin helps. So it's a complete meme squad. I thought why not try something different with Mono Psychic? You have the tried and true Mono Psychic. It's actually one of the best mono types in Gen 3. You can make a pretty solid, fundamentally sound team with just Psychic types, but I wanted to go in a different direction in line with what I was submitted. And here is the Alakazam as well. Nice thing about Alakazam, it's very fast. It outruns like stuff like Gengar and just hits him super effectively. Outruns Starmie, hits with HP Grass. And Encore is actually nice utility. You can switch in against someone clicking Calm Mind and lock them in, or someone clicking Soft Boiled, maybe Blissey clicking Soft Boiled. You can Suicune clicking Rest. A lot of applications of Encore that are pretty nice. So let me show you the replays. Here's the first replay. We've got the Jinx lead. We miss a Lovely Kiss, unfortunately, but second time's the charm, as they say. I go for the Mean Look. This is what I often do. I often just click Mean Look, expecting a Blissey to come in. There was no Blissey on this team, though. So the Mean Look, and it's a Sleep Talk Suicune. So I go to my Jirachi, who can win a 1v1 Calm Mind war against this. And it turns out to be, my Jirachi is 270 speed. So this is timid Sleep Talk Suicune. Very unusual, but sure. I think I still win the 1v1, so no problem. We Calm Mind to match the boosts, and we get a free T-Bolt against this Tyranitar, no problem. Decent chip damage. We get to see the set a little bit. It looks to be a physical set. We go to Claydol, who can take an Earthquake, obviously. We force that out. We invite in Skarmory. I go back to Jinx and get my sleep. Since Suicune is now awake, we can sleep something else. Suicune does want to take the sleep again. We do click it again, and this is intriguing. It's fascinating. It's fun. And what happens next will shock you. Just kidding, what happens next is probably quite ordinary. I test the waters a little bit against this Suicune. We've got a Metagross in. I did click HP Fire, I think, expecting Skarmory to come in to try and wall, but no. Shoot a Psychic, test the waters once again. Does this Suicune just happy to trade? It appears so, and then I go for the Explosion finally. Trading with Suicune, which I think is worthwhile. Suicune could have been a threat to me. I go to Claydol. It's a Hypnosis Gengar, which has put Claydol to sleep. Could be a problem against Tyranitar, but I do have a full health Medicam in the back, so that's alright. I get Alakazam in, who can actually threaten Gengar immediately. And I go for the Giga Drain, expecting a Tyranitar switch in, and we nail Tyranitar. Very nice, very good. Here's Magneton. I could go for Fire Punch, but Magneton might live. I go for it anyway, like an idiot, but we get rewarded, we get crit. It's probably still worth doing that, that's fine. Claydol can switch in safely against enemy Claydol. Go for a Wake Up, burn some sleep turns. Giga Drain, only 40%, not the end of the world. Claydol's got great base special defense, so it can shrug that off decently. Bit of fun. A bit of good old-fashioned fun right here. I get Jirachi in. We're inviting in the Claydol now on a Thunderbolt, but that's alright because my Claydol can switch in. Eventually Wake Up. I do Wake Up and select Psychic on the Gengar. We dodge a Hypnosis and take out the Gengar that time, and that's a victory. An interesting battle. A weird battle, I won't lie. Not a super conventional squad, but we got some hard-hitting meta threats. You'd think a Blissey would fit here, but no Blissey in sight. So that's a victory. Even though we didn't take out a Blissey, there was no Blissey to take out. The Jinx was doing stuff. All you need is Lovely Kiss to serve a purpose. Let's go to game 2. And it's a Medicam lead, if you can believe it. We just shoot a Lovely Kiss out. And does anybody even use Blissey in this day and age? Who knows? I just go for a random Perish song. It does appear that this was a Pursuit Tar, I believe, yeah. Went for Crunch rather than Pursuit. And I think I just go for Sub here, see what the enemy does. I do, in fact. And I go for a Focus Punch, get a lot of chip damage on this Zapdos. Even a resisted Focus Punch is big damage, folks. Medicam has enormous attack, massive attack stat. Here's Alakazam. I go back to Medicam on the Tyranitar switch. That's called gaming. That's called gaming, pure and simple. And we Brick Break that time. We don't screw around, do a Focus Punch. We just click the move. Here's Forretress. And I, of course, Focus Punch on the Spike. Who wouldn't? Was I born yesterday? No, I was not. I select the move, and I do it well. And I would do it again, too. Zapdos is entered, and Zapdos is in trouble. My opponent in general is in trouble and has cut their losses and forfeited the battle. That's a big victory for Mono Psychic Funny Team. This was some sort of Pursuit Tar Forretress squad that is not... I guess you could really say Basketball is not the best. You're losing to Jim's Funny Mono Psychic? Come on, Basketball, you're better than this. What, do you spike on a Focus Punch and die? That's not worthwhile. We got another Medi lead. It was an odd day on the ladder. Not the best environment to test a team in good faith, but we take what we can get. We really do. We got Metagross on the Regice. Luckily, we didn't get T-waved. I HP Fire, expecting a Steel type coming in. It was in fact a Vaporeon. Very odd team from the enemy, but these are the replays I have to show you, and this is... we'll still showcase this as if it's a serious moment in history. This Regice is about to come in and really get my goat. This is a Psych Up Regice, and I figured I would win the 1v1 by just fishing for a Thunderbolt Paralyze, but it never came. Perhaps stupid of me to do that. A little bit foolish of me, perhaps, honestly. But I don't have a great switch out either. Regice can't fit T-Wave on this set. The thing is, the sub always allows a free turn to fish for it. So I figured... I don't think the odds were in my favor here, actually. It is 20% para chance on each hit. There's probably a good chance to para there, but we never got it. We get Medi in, of course. We chuck a Focus Punch out there on the switch out. We nail the enemy Medicam, and we do it well. I actually love Medicam. Might be my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon. Always such a fun Pokemon to use. And insane... Vaporeon with Protect. Not very good in a metagame full of Tyranitar. You don't really get Chip Heal. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose. I imagine it's Wish Protect based on that. Not something I expected there, and it has really gotten me. Really got me. Really just erased my Metagross, but that's alright. I tried to bait in Regice. I was successful. Alakazam invites in Regice. We doubled a Medicam. We're now in a position where we can Brick Break. And this time we don't Focus Punch. That's called Mind Games. Regice expected a Focus Punch that time. We didn't do it. Folks, if you're a gamer, you can even claw back in the darkest of situations. I go for a sub. I thought Protect or something. Sub was unrevealed at this stage, but it was a simple Surf. I've taken some chip damage on my Medicam, regrettably. We'll Psychic down this Vape, this annoying Vape that is really proving to be a difficult foe. I Carmined it up. And the Paralyze that never came against the Regice comes in full force against this Kingdra. There it is. 20% chance. There it is. It's a bit lucky, but you think about it, I clicked Thunderbolt a lot of times and never got a Para there. I guess it was a delayed response. The Para came later. That's fine. Rain Dance, I don't think was the play there because you're slower after the Rain Dance. Swift Swim is not going to let you outspeed me. I don't think that was a good one, but it does boost your water damage. It lets you break the sub after a second Calm Mind, so we T-bolt you, and I get a full para. I'm just a lucker, really. The moral of the story is to win with this bad team, you need a lot of good luck, and we got it in spades here, folks. We got a lot of good luck, in fact, and there's the victory. There's the epic victory. And we have one last replay to show. Let's take a look. Jinx Gaming, we got a Blissey lead, if you can believe it. And this is the people I'm working with on the ladder today. Let me show you something. A lovely kiss. A lovely kiss. Blissey switches out. It is still asleep. This is not natural cure on Blissey. It is Serene Grace Blissey. This player has put Serene Grace on the Blissey, so it can go to... It's still sleeping. So I noticed that, and I therefore do not select Lovely Kiss. I switch out to Jirachi, and Metagross HP Fire got a lucky crit right there against the Skarmory. A bit comedic. Astute Doug switch on the HP Fire. Unfortunately, doesn't quite one-hit my bulk-invested Metagross. His Arrow to finish me off. Probably should have just gone to Jirachi, but I went to Claydol and got a spin-off. It's pretty bad to lose all that Claydol health, honestly, against... Maybe there's a Tara in the back or something important. But hey, I'm smart, and I did it anyway. I didn't want to deal with a Spike. In fact, a Tara in the back. I go for a Substitute. I go to Claydol. In the face of a substituted Steel type, this Tyranitar just selects Double Edge. That I honestly... Maybe it was a call out on the Claydol switch. Maybe it was genius. But that raised my eyebrow. That was kind of like, what the heck? But you know what? It did get me a little bit. And honestly, Metacam with a sub up is about to go insane. We go for a Brick Break. That's going to take out Tyranitar. A Focus Punch will take out this Arrow. Really, if this vid tells you anything, it's that Metacam is underappreciated in Gen 3 OU. Metacam is an absolute monster. I love this Pokemon. It's an absolute behemoth. Okay, don't mess with Metacam. Metacam will defeat your entire team like it's nothing. Thank you for watching. Hopefully, you enjoyed the showing. Once again, I recommend ABR's Psychic type Monotype team if you want a more solid approach. If you want to use something a bit funny, maybe a bit unique, you could try out Jim's bad offense. Jim's bad Monotype Psychic offense. Didn't want to reinvent the wheel and recreate a team that already existed. Monotype Psychic is kind of just a tried and true thing. There's a lot many options in Gen 3 for Psychic types, so everyone kind of arrives at the same squad when they're going for it. But here we are with something different. And worse, but different. And you can't say it's not different. Thank you for watching. Thank you to the patrons. I've made some changes to my Patreon rewards. Team Doctor has actually been discontinued, regrettably. Team Doctor videos are quite time-consuming for me, and they've gotten a bit draining to make. And honestly, they're not very popular. Nobody really watches them, so I've decided we're not doing Team Doctor anymore. But I've gotten some new rewards. Hopefully they're a nice compromise for the people who liked the Team Doctor. I've made it so that Tier 1 patrons and also YouTube members can send me a team to look at on my next live stream. And I will take a look at the team and make some changes on it quickly on a live stream. So hopefully that's a nice compromise. Hopefully that's fun. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm a gamer. I like to play Gen 3. This was a fun one, actually. Even though I honestly did lose a lot of games. We got some replays showing the team off. This team can work if you believe hard enough, if you game hard enough, if they have Blissey and they get baited. This team goes crazy. Otherwise, you're probably going to lose to a simple, like, DD Tar or something, but hey. Thank you for watching, everybody. Goodbye.